We're making sure everything works.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Looks like that is working. I can hear the. I can hear. Yeah.
Cool. Good deal. Sweet.
Yeah, that up.
Welcome in to Buckeyes Battle Cry. We are live with my good buddy Hamza. As you can see, we're in the belly of the beast. We got the Michigan flag repping behind us, flying high in the house.
Oh yeah.
We're in his territory. So we're going to show a little respect.
A lot of respect.
Not a ton of respect, but a little respect, because he is repping today the 12-time national champion Michigan Wolverines, new apparel. Wow, what can I say? They are the national champions. Hamza, how are you doing today? How's your week been?
Dude, it's been good. Being a national champ is pretty good, actually.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels good.
You can gloat, and you have gloated for 3 years.
I have gloated for 3 years.
And I have.
Yeah.
Well, I fired back. I haven't kept my mouth shut now.
Nope, you sure hasn't.
But it's been fun in this friendly rivalry that we call Ohio State versus Michigan. If you could just describe to me in a few words, what does it mean for Michigan to be national champions for the first time in 26 years?
Man, it feels good. Like, it's been a long road, especially with you guys winning it a lot more than us for the last, like 20 years. But we do have the most wins.
1,002, am I correct? 1,002 now on the slate for the Michigan Wolverines all time, winning this program. As we can see, they've done it. They've surpassed 1,000, and now they've added 2 more to it. The most two important, perhaps, of Michigan's history. Jim Harbaugh came back to Michigan in 2015 to do exactly what he did. And it may have taken 9 years, probably longer than Michigan fans wanted to take, but he got the job done ultimately. And so, hats off, salute, Jim Harbaugh.
Thanks,
he
Jim.
did it.
Thanks, Coach.
Now, what to you was the more important victory? This might seem like an easy question in the playoffs, but to Ohio State fans, the national championship back in 2014-15, they cherish the win over Bama more than they do the national title win over Oregon. How do Michigan fans view it? Or how do you view it?
When it comes to
Alabama is a more significant win, or Washington for the national championship? Which win will you cherish more moving forward?
Which win do I cherish more?
Yeah, Alabama in the Rose Bowl or Washington in the title game.
I think the game against Alabama.
I'm not surprised to hear you say that, and that's why I asked the question. Because although the stakes were higher in the national championship game, not only was the Bama game a little more exciting, Michigan kind of pulled away in the fourth in the national title game, as you remember. But you slayed the dragon.
We did slay the dragon. Yeah, we put down the elephant. It was nice.
The tide is not rolling in anymore,
no,
is it?
It's not rolling anymore. No, it's done.
It's over.
We actually, at my girlfriend's house, we actually had elephant ears for dessert.
Did you really? I didn't think I knew that.
Yeah, we had elephant ears. It was great.
That's amazing. Do you have dog meat for the Huskies?
We actually had corn dogs. It was great.
Yes.
Great.
I love it. Corn dog.
Yeah, it was great.
That cracks me up, bro. Yeah. All right, well, that doesn't surprise me too much, because slaying the dragon like Alabama has been the dominant program, the premier program in college football for the last decade or more since Saban has been there. But now he retired. Saban's gone, the GOAT, quote unquote, and I actually probably would call him the GOAT. I use that term loosely. I don't use it often. But he has the most national championships of any college football coach in history. So I do call him the GOAT.
I'm not surprised if he ends up on the cover of NCAA 24.
That'd be sick. A game I'm highly anticipating. I imagine many of you are as well.
Yeah. Are we going to play each other?
I love that game. Oh, we're playing each other.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I got to give my revenge somehow because it's not happening on the real football field these days.
And it's not happening in Columbus either.
It might be 24. We're going to find out.
We'll see. We'll
find out.
What was our bet for this year coming up?
So we've got an apparel that must be bought for the winning fan. And then there was one other thing I'm blanking on right now. Not a ticket to a game, but what was it? I'm blanking on
a backdrop or something.
Oh yeah, you have to have your computer desktop be whatever the opposing fan chooses for one whole week.
Not bad.
So yeah,
do
some swag and a desktop.
You know what would be really good for your viewers to see?
What you got?
Is the shirt you bought me.
We should go get that.
Alright, let me go get that shirt.
He's gonna go get that. I'm gonna hang with you for a second.
And I'm actually gonna drink. You want a drink?
Yes, please.
Okay.
This is the one from this year that I had to buy him, and it was painful. And I really didn't want to get it to him. I just wanted to buy him socks. I literally just wanted to buy him a pair of Michigan socks because he put that on the list, so it was legal. It was gonna count. But then days later, before I bought the socks, he found a shirt that said something to the effect of Ohio State is Michigan's bitch again. So bring it out. This is the shit that comes on out that I had to buy, Hamza. It's got the scores of the last 3 years. That's insane to me. I did not want to buy that, but I ended up buying it for the man because that was the bet.
Yep.
And that's what he wanted the most.
Alright, let me go get you your drink.
The Ohio State are bitch again. Just water for now.
Water? Okay.
I might get some whiskey later on, but we'll see. Right. But yeah, so that was the bet this year. I'm feeling a lot more confident than I was in 2023. Now here's the thing. Both teams entered the game undefeated. We understand that. We know that. It's history. Both teams were 11-0 entering Ann Arbor. But Michigan had the far superior quarterback, and everybody knew it. J.J. McCarthy is a better quarterback than Kyle McCord. And I say that knowing that Kyle McCord passed for more touchdowns and more yards, but watching the game with my eyes, knowing that J.J. is the better quarterback because he can extend plays, he's more accurate than Kyle was, and perhaps he was a better leader. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was or not. But one way or another, I wasn't fairly confident because the game was in Ann Arbor, and you had the superior quarterback. Both defenses were very elite entering the football game and leaving the football game. I mean, Michigan only scored 30. It was one of the season lows for the Wolverines. And Ohio State only scored 24. So both defenses remained respected and intact at the end of that football contest back in November. I was very hesitant to buy that shirt. It probably didn't get here for a month after the game because I was so hesitant and reluctant to buy it. But I honored the bet, and I did buy him the shirt, in fact. Thank you.
I'm even going to wear it because why not? I must, wear it with pride.
Wow. You'd rather wear that than the national championship shirt right now.
I got to rub it into him a little bit more when I
get
it. So. But you know what's funny, guys? See that flag right there on my wall? See it?
Victory, huh?
See it right there?
Oh, frick.
See it right there? This guy has to sleep under it for a couple more nights.
A couple more nights. In town.
Yep.
And we are rocking it and trying to ignore it. But that's the reality of the situation.
Yep.
So, let's talk a little bit more about the Alabama game. The Rose Bowl. The cherished game to you, Michigan faithful.
I even got the hat.
You even got the sweet Rose Bowl hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming in the mail. It might even be here now. We have to look later.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe came into the game. I knew JJ was the superior quarterback to Jalen.
Yep.
But I also knew that Jalen was a better runner. Now, Jalen got his on the ground. He did. And in all honesty, I would have called the exact same play call that Nick Saban called in that 4th and 3 situation in overtime. Because it worked all game long.
Right.
Now, maybe a pass would have been more effective, gives you a better opportunity, especially with the way Alabama's line blocked on that play.
Yeah.
Mason Graham blew up Seth McLaughlin, who's now a Buckeye, by the way.
Oh, so yeah. Speaking of that.
Yeah, what you got?
Do you think he's gonna fail some snaps?
I think he's gonna play guard, not center. That's what I think.
That's probably a better idea.
He's not the best snapper, as we know.
No, he's not.
He's not. I even watched the Texas-Alabama game earlier this year, and he had some similar plays in that game as well.
Yeah.
So, fellow playoff team Texas, who lost to, of course, the UW Huskies in the semifinal in a very competitive and exciting game as well.
Yeah.
But what spurred you on to victory in that game, do you think? What made you guys victorious against Bama in overtime when it could have gone either way?
I actually want to go back to, I'm not sure, was it against the Huskies or was it against Alabama when Michigan was down at like the 10-yard line, and McCarthy just went for it. He just started to run.
He scrambled? That was Washington.
That was against Washington.
That was UW. Yep.
Because I know against...
He ran twice in a row and got great yardage against Washington.
It was great.
Yeah.
Let's go, JJ.
Yeah,
Let's go.
JJ just took off and he was free, open in the running.
I knew against Alabama we fell behind a little bit.
Yes,
but then we started to catch up, and I think it was those plays. The little jump play that Roman Wilson jumped into the end zone.
Yeah.
And he just started passing it, that trick play that he threw it to Corum.
Yeah.
Or no, not to Corum, to Edwards.
Oh,
the Don. The Don. He just threw it. I think those plays just kind of like brought us back into the game. So. Yeah,
I had my doubts that Michigan would win that game, but part of me believed because they had faced all the adversity they had faced the years prior in the playoffs versus TCU versus Georgia. We know the results of those games. We won't rehash that now, but even though I want to, but we won't. And I had a feeling that Michigan would respond. They got down by a touchdown, and Michigan drove right down the field and tied the game. I said, at that point, I knew Michigan was going to find some way to win this semifinal game and go into this national title game, where I and many other fans believe that they would kind of trounce Washington, because defense does win championships, and Washington's defense was ranked 119th in the country.
Yep.
So I knew once they got past Bama, it was a foregone conclusion. In fact, somebody asked me on Facebook, one of my neighbors, and he said, "Who do you think is going to win? Not what you want to have happen, but what you think will happen in the national championship game." And I said, "Hey, man, the old mantra rings true. Defense wins championships." And Michigan had the superior and elite defense, and they proved it. He had the hoodie on earlier, 12-time national champion Michigan Wolverines. So let's move forward to the national title game itself. You're in Houston. C.J. Stroud's house now, who you owned for 2 years. But C.J. Stroud's house in Houston, Texas. Did you know anybody that went to the game, or did you know anybody that traveled down?
I did know someone.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So somebody was in attendance that you know personally?
I actually know several people who were there.
I do as well. Growing up where I grew up.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
So, in the belly of the beast, right there in the belly.
Yep.
So, it's an interesting story that I have growing up in Ann Arbor. That's for another day. But what was the feeling of euphoria as Michigan? You knew Michigan was going to win. The score was out of control towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
You knew they're going to be victorious. You just had to wait till the clock hit 0, and then you could celebrate, unfortunately. It makes me sick saying that.
Well, it feels good.
Yeah, it was a moment, huh?
It feels good when Buckeyes are sick.
Yeah, I am feeling quite nauseous.
Feels really good.
Speaking about all this Michigan victory.
Yeah, I mean, just sitting right in front of the flag.
It's right there, man.
It's right there.
I could have brought my own Buckeye flag, but it's a very old and outdated flag.
Yeah.
Hence, I've been a fan for a long time.
Probably can't clean my floors with it. It probably won't do much cleaning.
I won't do much cleaning.
No. Oh, you know what? You know what we should show them?
What's that now?
Show them my football.
Go grab the football that you got.
Yeah.
He's got a collector's item that he wants to eventually have signed by some former Michigan players, perhaps Mike Hart, maybe Denard Robinson, some others.
I want Art especially to sign it.
Yeah. Who is your favorite Wolverine overall?
My favorite Wolverine overall?
Of all time.
Of all time?
Of your lifetime.
Oh, of my lifetime, Mike Hart. Of overall?
I thought so. Of all time now, yeah.
Definitely Mike Hart's my favorite.
Wow! Okay.
Especially because of, well, Mike Hart growing up.
Yeah.
Blake Corum overall.
Blake Corum overall. He surpassed Mike in your mind.
Yes, because he was taught by Mike Hart.
He was coached. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And they're like the same exact running back.
Exactly.
Breaking tackles, tiny, but bulked up and swole and hulked up.
Dude, and the kid's a Christian too. He loves
so much.
What's that?
I hated Mike Hart so much. He was 0-4 against Ohio State, and I still couldn't stand him. I despised him.
Dude, he could run when he was in college.
He was a monster. There's no denying that. Yeah. And he played well in the game in 06 as well. He was banged up in 07 his last year. He came back to win a national title. That didn't happen for the Wolverines in 07. In fact, Ohio State played for the national title that year and lost. They lost to Louisiana State in the Sugar Bowl, I think it was, in the national title game. 2-touchdown loss. But yeah, that is the Memorial Football. So Mike Hart, you want that to be signed by? Who else do you want that to be signed by?
I want Corum to sign it.
Corum, of course.
I would like
JJ maybe.
I mean, yeah, I think it could be cool to get JJ.
Quarterback of the national title team.
Yeah, that'd be dope. It would be really cool to get an autograph from.
What do you think?
Other than the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Oh, man.
Other than the GOAT, Chad Henne, dude.
Chad.
When he played as a quarterback.
He's my second most despised Wolverine of my lifetime.
It figures.
Even though he was 0-4 as well.
Yeah, he wasn't that good when it comes to against Ohio State.
He was great in college. Don't get it twisted. Chad Henne was a monster in college, and he was a great backup in the pros too. Never a full-time starter, but a 15 or 16-year career. Most famously with the Chiefs, he had to drive a couple of years ago when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Yeah. Two years back now.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Moving on from this national title season, obviously there's a lot of change happening in the Michigan program now. There's no denying what's going on.
No.
JJ's gone. Corum's gone. Harbaugh is gone.
He's gone.
What does that mean for Michigan's program?
Well, Papa Moore most likely will be in the helm.
Affectionately known as Papa Moore.
Papa Moore. Let's go. Let's do it.
Not to be known as Ohio State's daddy.
Oh yeah, he's definitely Ryan Day's daddy.
So we'll find out what happens in 2024 with that one. But
yeah,
Sharon Moore most likely to be named the new head coach, the first ever African American head coach at Michigan. Ohio State has never had an African American head coach.
Wow.
But it's coming, I believe. Who knows when? Of course, those things don't just line up. But. I believe at some point it will happen, but yes, this will be Michigan's first African-American head coach in history.
Yeah.
Michigan was one of the first programs, along with Ohio State in the Big Ten, to integrate and to have African-American players far, far, far before the SEC integrated. Yeah. Alabama didn't integrate until 1971.
Really?
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, typical of the South, right?
That's a stat for you. Yeah. So, Harbaugh leaving. Yeah. How do you feel?
You know what? I felt like it was going to happen, and I'm actually happy for Harbaugh.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he came to Michigan to do what he was planning on doing.
Like you said, yeah. Like
you said. It took him a little bit longer than we expected, but he did his job.
He accomplished the #1 goal.
Yep.
Players like Chad Henne, Mike Hart, Denard Robinson, other players, other Michigan greats, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, Aiden.
They couldn't quite reach the pinnacle of college football.
That's another football player I want to sign.
Aiden would be a monster because he's a Lion too, so that's double affection for you there. I see that. I get that.
People's Jones.
Yeah, I wasn't active on the YouTube channel here in the beginning of the season, but I had a conversation with my mentor Ron. We had a discussion over coffee, and I said before the season came, this was back in August. I said this is Harbaugh's last year. This is his last hurrah, because I said JJ is likely going pro after the season. He did.
Yep.
And he knows a lot of players are leaving. 20 plus players have declared for the NFL draft that just won the national title.
That's dope.
So 20 starters. That's a remarkable number.
Yeah.
But that leaves the roster quite depleted. So we'll see how that fares in 2024. But, and especially with the brand new head coach, how will that fare? Michigan, in my opinion, you can give your opinion on this in just a second. In my opinion, desperately needs a transfer portal quarterback. Orgy's not the guy. Denigle's not the guy, in my humble opinion. That's a biased Buckeye fan view. But what do you think on that matter? Do they need a transfer portal quarterback, or do they roll with who they've got?
I think we'll be fine with who we have.
Oof.
I think Orgy can do it, dude.
You think so? Okay.
Orgy in the end zone, bro.
And then the reason I say that, I'm hesitant to say he's not the guy because I've never seen the guy throw a pass. Maybe he did at the end of games. But as far as I know through reading MGO blog comments, I turn games off when they're blowouts. You know, it's not boring to me when it's not interesting to me when it's 49-0. I want to see a competitive game, right? So I turn the games off for the fourth quarter, third quarter, whatever the case may be. But as far as I can tell on the MGO blog comments, the staff does not trust Orgy to throw the football. And so that is kind of curious to me.
Is he only like a sophomore?
But he's very young, but he came in situations that will only run the football. He did it versus Ohio State effectively. Terrell Pryor-like quarterback. Maybe he can throw, maybe he can't. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's just, one might say that's an ignorant opinion, and I understand where you're coming from if you're saying that, because it is coming from a place of ignorance, but because I've never seen him throw a pass in a live football game. The coaches haven't practiced, so they know what they've got. They know way more than what I know about the situation of Orgy at quarterback. But I really, truly believe you guys probably need to go to the portal.
Well, there really isn't much in the portal right now.
It's pretty dried up.
It is pretty dried up.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But you could always still convince a player who already transferred to come to your school anyway. Yeah. But however the semester has started, and the portal is closed for now, so you would not have the quarterback for the spring practices. You would have to get him after the spring games are over and completed, and then bring him into the Wolverines.
Yeah.
So this is my own personal opinion. Obviously, you share your opinion. You believe in Orgy. You believe in the guys on the roster. I personally don't, but that's a Buckeye fan opinion. So take it with a grain of salt.
As the announcers say, Orgy in the end zone.
Yeah, Orgy in the end zone. Let's have a party in the Orgy.
Yep.
Party at Orgy's house.
But yeah, I think you do fine. I really have to see. I mean, the season hasn't started. So.
Well, you still got Donovan Edwards at running back, so you can lean on him a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced he's an every down back. He's an explosive back, as shown in the 2022 Ohio State game. Clearly, 2 massive runs, and it's shown in the national title game most recently. 2 massive runs. He averaged 17.3 yards a carry on 6 carries.
That's dope.
104 yards. That's insane. What's up, Ollie?
Hey, Ollie. You know.
And so he'll be the starter along with Mullins probably. Yeah. They'll split carries again, kind of like Corm and Edwards and Mullins did this year.
Don can throw too.
He can throw.
He's
accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe move him to quarterback.
I don't know.
He's fast.
He's
probably faster than Orgy. Maybe.
We'll see. Put them side by side. Have them
let them race. In the 100-yard dash. But yeah, no, we'll see what happens, man. The 2024 season is 8 months away, about 7 months away, I should say. Looking forward a little bit, like we're prone to do as football fans, we got a long off season to wait. What do you project? Michigan plays Texas. What do you project the record to be? They play Texas, USC, Washington in a rematch of the title game, and then at Ohio State as well. Those are 4 games that could be in the balance.
Can we pull up the actual schedule?
Pull up the schedule if you know how. If you can pull it up. Yep.
I will.
Thank you. That'd be wonderful. Yeah, it's a tough schedule.
It is a tough schedule.
Much tougher than Ohio State's actually. Ohio State has a cakewalk of a non-conference schedule, and that is encouraging because we have a loaded team. So we'll breeze through much like Michigan did the non-conference this year.
Okay.
And then our first test is versus Oregon. So yeah, you play Texas in Ann Arbor.
Fresno we're going to beat. Texas I think we'll beat.
Yep.
Arkansas State will beat. USC I think we'll beat. Minnesota.
I think so too.
We will beat. This Minnesota game I will be at.
Oh sweet.
So
you'll be in the big house?
Yep. Washington I think we'll beat. Illinois I think we'll beat. Michigan State will beat. Oregon maybe. I think we might beat them. Indiana will beat them. Northwestern will beat them. And in Columbus,
bro.
if we're playing like we did last year, I think we'll beat you guys.
Okay. So you see maybe 1, possibly 2 losses?
Maybe 1, maybe 2.
2 at absolute most is what you're saying?
Yes, 2 most. I think would maybe be 10-2 or 11-11.
Your defense is going to be disgustingly elite again.
Yep.
Although I'm almost 100% convinced that Jim Harbaugh is taking your defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, with him.
I think he is.
So you might have a different defensive scheme next year to learn. That could shift things a little bit. I don't know. I'm imagining you're going to try and run the same scheme just with a different defensive coordinator who knows the scheme and who understands and can implement it and keep the train rolling.
Right.
That would be the smart and wise action to take, but we'll see what they end up doing. I could see a floor of 9-3, so no worse than 9-3, and I see a ceiling of 11-1. I see a loss guaranteed on the schedule. That could be Oregon. That could be Ohio State. Oregon is loaded. They'll be a top 3 team to start the season. They have Dylan Gabriel, who is Oklahoma's quarterback, transferred to Oregon. Phenomenal athlete. Yeah. Every team and defense struggles with scrambling quarterbacks. He is very fast, very quick, very speedy. And he'll present a challenge not only for Ohio State, but for Michigan as well. Ohio State plays at Oregon. I didn't see where Michigan-Oregon game is.
I think we're playing there.
I think is it in Eugene or is it in Ann Arbor, I wonder? Because that determines a lot. Because Autzen Stadium is known as one of the loudest stadiums in all of college football. Ohio State.
They're playing us in Ann Arbor.
That makes sense because it wouldn't make sense to host both Ohio State and Michigan in the same year. Right. They're going to do it in alternating years. Probably. And so that makes more sense. Okay. Well, that's about all I had for you. I wanted to get your prediction. I wanted to get your thoughts on Harbaugh leaving. I wanted to hear, oh my God, about the thoughts of Michigan winning the national title. You shared those thoughts with great joy and Habri.
Oh, yeah.
So, good for you.
Actually, I did want to bring something up.
What you got?
Okay.
What you got?
I was talking to Beck about this when you guys were doing your show last night.
Okay.
By the way, which I thought was funny.
It was funny.
Because I came in there with a special delivery for
Ryan.
You did? Yeah.
You did.
I went into his take this camera. Take this camera. I went in while he was recording.
You did.
And I said, special delivery for Ryan Day, and I threw 3 rolls of toilet paper. Because Ryan Day, you are soft.
Charmin soft, is that what you say?
Yes, sir. Charmin soft.
I think 56-27 happened in Ann Arbor in 2019, and losses like that probably won't occur again for a while under Day, but I think a loss is coming to you guys in Columbus this season.
But do you know what's also pretty soft about Ryan Day?
What's soft about Ryan Day?
Okay, so you know before your games, especially against Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
You know that like huddle thing?
Yeah. I don't like that.
No, the little mosh pit where you're tossing around.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That was pretty soft. Yeah.
It looked hardcore, but I don't like it. Yeah, no. I don't like it one bit. A coach shouldn't be doing that. Players, have at it.
Right.
Coach, calm yourself down.
Who is going to be the head coach now? I really think it's going to be
most likely
Sharon Moore.
Most likely Sharon Moore, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. I believe he is. I mean, Harbaugh endorsed him and advocated for him earlier yesterday, and I would be shocked, and the whole Michigan fan base would be shocked if it's not Sharon Moore. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But I think in the next couple of days, Sharon Moore will be announced and introduced as the next head coach of the 2024 Michigan Wolverines moving forward. We'll see how long he lasts. It's a high-pressure cooker job. Not everybody can sustain the pressure. Harbaugh obviously could. Meyer could not at Ohio State. We'll see if Day can. He's clearly aged. Every coach, if you look at that come to Ohio State and Michigan, you look at their hiring pictures, you look at their pictures when they retire or get fired or whatever happens with them, they look like a president has been aged. Yeah,
so speaking of Sharon Moore, right?
Yeah, he's 37.
I saw something on Facebook. One of those groups that I'm on.
Okay.
And supposedly they're already on talks with him. It could be released this weekend that he might be coaching.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, there's a law in place that says the job has to be posted for 7 days. I don't know if they have to abide by that or not. That's what everybody's talking about right now. Right. So it might have to be listed for 7 days. But behind the scenes, things might be wrapped up.
Yeah, I think it's wrapped up. I think
so too.
I think Papa Moore is definitely going to be the head coach. But there's one more thing I wanted to show. So I was
wanted to show, huh?
Yes.
Oh boy.
So there was something.
I was full of surprises. Real full of surprises here on this live broadcast on YouTube. We're loving it. Thanks for the interaction there in the comment there. We love interaction.
So here's the. Actually, is there a way for me to show it on the?
There should be. I'm not certain how because I've never used Streamlabs before.
I will actually figure it out because I actually want to show this.
Yeah, let's see if we can show it and put it on screen for all you fine folks out there on YouTube. We'll see what we can do. But in the meantime, I know Ryan Day is loading up. We're not here to talk about Ohio State today. We're talking about Michigan and the national champions, showing a little bit of respect on the channel, Buckeyes Battle Cry, but just a little. And
here it is.
We know Ryan Day is loading up for 2024 around the Big Ten. What you got? Let's see what you got here.
Well, it's not showing up. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I see. Looking at the Bentley Historical Library. And here it goes. There it is.
Okay. So
all right. What are we looking at, Hamza?
Hopefully you guys can see it on the live, but I wanted to show a pattern.
Pattern?
Yes. Okay.
What is this pattern?
So, okay. So here, let's go back to Bo.
Okay.
So from 69 to 89.
Yes.
The amount of conference wins and the amount of wins and losses. And then after that, Moeller had a winning record for the 4 years that he coached. And then Lloyd Carr.
Are you talking about overall or versus Ohio State?
Winning pattern.
A winning pattern.
Watch this. I recognize this, and this was talked about later on as well.
Okay.
So, Lloyd Carr, who was coaching when I was growing up, also had a winning pattern. He had 5 conference titles and the one national title in '97.
Yep.
And then we had 2 really bad coaches.
The down period.
The very down period. I would say Jim Harbaugh is very like Bo. I think they're very similar when it comes to how they resurrected the programs.
Yes.
Especially when it came to the coach before Bo and the coaches before him.
And the coach before Bo was who again?
Coach before Bo was Bump Elliott.
Bump Elliott, a former player in Michigan, great on the 47 and 48 national title teams, by the way.
Right. And he also didn't have a very great, but he did have a winning record compared to
overall. I mean, granted, most Michigan coaches are going to have a winning record because they're an elite program.
But what I'm trying to show here is that there's a pattern here when it came to. So Bo took the way that he kind of made Michigan better.
Oh, he elevated them big time.
And then it kind of carried off, and it still was good all the way to Carr.
Yes.
And then the 2 after that was bad.
Yes.
Jim Harbaugh did what Bo did.
He did. He resurrected him. 2015 was a miracle work by Jim Harbaugh because he got the quarterback, Jake Rudock, who really saved the season. Because without Jake, that would have been a 6-6, 5-7 team.
Yeah.
Even with Harbaugh coaching.
Right.
The talent on the roster was so depleted. But Jake Rudock was a good quarterback for you guys, and obviously Harbaugh was coach, and he is a great game manager.
Yeah.
He is.
But yeah, I'm just showing the.
Yeah, he did resurrect them.
I feel like Jim kind of. I think Harbaugh kind of did what.
He did, and I think he did even better because Bo never won a national championship. He won many. I think 13 Big Ten championships in the 21 years he coached there.
Yep.
But he could never win the Rose Bowl when it mattered. His Rose Bowl record, in fact, I think he only won 2 Rose Bowls. I believe he won in his last year, and I can't remember the other year he won a Rose Bowl, but I believe he has 2 Rose Bowl victories and I think 7 Rose Bowl losses. Now, Jim Harbaugh, previous to his national title, he had a similar record in bowl games. There was 1-6 in bowl games.
Wasn't that great?
Wasn't good, much like Bo.
Right.
But then 2023 happened.
Yep.
National title happened. That's what we're here to talk about today with my good friend Hamza. Well, thank you for joining us live. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. More Michigan, but mainly Ohio State content coming your way in the future. Dropped a video today about Michigan rebuilding and Ohio State reloading, and the differences in the programs exiting 2023 and entering 2024. So we'll see what happens with that. And Hamza sounds like he's got one more comment on that because that was a jab. That was a dig.
That was a jab.
That was a dig.
That was dirty. So first of all, what I was trying to get when it came to Harbaugh is the fact that how he's similar to Bo is that Michigan is not going to be bad because he's not there.
Oh, it's not going to be bad.
We're still going to be good.
No, definitely not.
We still have a good defense. We still have good coaches.
As I mentioned earlier.
Right. And so I feel like Michigan is going to continue with the pattern that we've had. And so don't think that we're just going to...
I would disagree.
I think we're not going to be bad at all.
I don't think you're going to be bad either, but I think 9-3, 11-1, you'll be in that range.
Maybe, yeah.
With Sharon Moore.
I think 10-2 and 11-1. But,
okay.
And then I think there was one more thing. You said something about rebuilding.
Rebuilding versus reloading.
I think we're more... I don't think we're like... I mean...
I don't know if you can deny the rebuild word.
I mean... Yeah, we lost a bunch of players, but they're all
bunch of starters.
Yeah, but we still have starters. Like, come on. We still
got 4 returning starters.
Okay,
4.
Okay, 4.
I say there's 17.
Okay. Whatever. But anyway, the fact is... I keep talking my ball. Yeah.
Michigan's not going to be bad. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
9-3 is not bad. 10-2 is not bad. 11-1 is definitely not bad.
Right.
I don't see you having 4 losses next year.
No.
I don't see that. You have 4 games on your schedule that you could lose, but I don't think you will lose 4 games. I think you... I would venture to say, though, that 2 losses... You would never say a guarantee because your defense is going to be phenomenal again. But your offense is going to be a work in progress. And you don't have time to work it out because you play Texas game 2 with Quinn Ewers returning. Granted, it's in the big house, so that's an advantage.
Right.
Because in Texas, I'd mark that as a loss. 100%.
I think it's going to be
a win, in Ann Arbor.
And I think it's going to be close. And I think it's going to be a test.
It will be a massive, massive test.
You know what I can't wait for? To witness the game against Minnesota and to see Michigan raise that.
First time in the big house since 2015 for you, I think, right?
2015, yeah.
We went to the BYU Michigan game. Jim Harbaugh's second ever game as head